The most important thing that a parent can do after their kid has attempted suicide is really encouraging and enhancing the communication with their teen. This is a really hard thing to do sometimes. A lot of the time, the teen does not want to talk about it. We developed this safety scale, which is a scale from 1 to 6, 1 being feeling totally safe and 6 being completely unsafe, need to go to the hospital. At each number, 1 through 6, they identify how they feel, what they need, and how they act. It allows parents to be able to do quick check-ins with their kids saying, where are you at on your safety scale? So that they know. And the kid can just spit back, I'm at a 3. So the parents kind of are like, okay, my kid's safe. You don't need to have this whole long involved conversation about it because the teens don't want to have that.
You do not want to get into yelling and screaming because then you're getting into emotional chaos. So think like the snow globe. There are all these things swirling about, and you gotta wait till they settle because you're not gonna say anything or do anything that is really the right response until you are in a better place of calm. Sometimes it requires stepping away, or sometimes it requires reflecting back. I hear you saying that you feel like I wouldn't listen or wouldn't understand. And you know what? That's a valid criticism. I have had moments where I haven't listened to you. I've gone into lecture mode and you don't feel heard. So, yeah. That's valid. And I know how that feels. But once they see you kind of soften and understand that you have made those errors and that you're admitting to them, they're gonna feel that. And I think you'll feel that shift and that turn, and it might not turn in that conversation.
You don't have to agree, but you can still empathize with how painful it is.
We have to meet them where they are right now. If that's in darkness and despair, that's where we need to go. But I want everyone to understand that's where relationships are deepened as well. That's where we make real connection.
We used art as a therapy way. So maybe we didn't speak or we didn't say a lot. We would draw, we would color together. It was just about me being present with her in that moment. And it didn't have to have words attached to it.
I've had my best conversations with both of my sons while we were taking a walk or out shooting baskets. People talk while they do things.
I don't have as close a relationship with my child as my wife does. My wife tends to be the one who talks with them more about kind of personal issues. They also talk more with their therapist. I don't have a poor relationship, but it's a different kind of relationship. I try to keep in contact with my child in terms of what they're doing at school, giving them a kiss goodnight before they go to bed.
I took a class that helped a lot with communication skills. Just things like using I statements, basic communication skills helped a lot. And not reacting to what she was saying, but really listening and thinking before I even opened my mouth was so important. And I noticed when I started changing my communication skills, she started changing the way she communicated as well.
For the longest time, it was really difficult to have conversations because I always felt like I was walking on eggshells and I was going to say something wrong. I had to pause and think about what to say all the time, and there were many times that I said something that I immediately was like, I shouldn't have said that.
One of the most important things about apologizing is not following it with a but. I'm sorry, but I was scared. I'm sorry, but I was frustrated. I'm sorry, but I was angry. That's still centering your needs. And sometimes we just need to say, I'm sorry. I'm sorry I said that. I wish I hadn't.
I don't think that apologies always work in the moment, that even if in that moment they don't forgive what you've said or done, they know that you apologized, and I think that goes a long way in the future.